The next one is the Dataverse. Okay, what is Dataverse? It is a Microsoft cloud-based storage. Okay, and so it is in the form. Initially in those days they used to call as a common data source. The database was called as common data source. Common data source. So in the previously it was called as a common data source. It is a cloud-based storage option for your company's data that can be connected to different business applications like Power Apps, Power Automate, including Power BI. Right. So all these, the applications can connect to the database, and it can go and pick up the data from there. The main advantage is, right, so different business applications can connect to the data once you store it in a database. And the other benefit of this one is, right, your company's metadata. You can make your company's metadata and data easier to manage database. So actually, it contains the predefined tables that are based on typical data structures. Okay, in it. So thing is, right, it is, since it is available on cloud, anything available on cloud, it will be, you can access it anywhere from any time. Okay, the other the benefits is, right, both the metadata and data are stored in the cloud. That is, one of the benefits, and the other one is easy to secure. So users can only see the data, whatever they have access to it, and easy to access. Connect to Power BI. You can, you can use Power BI to connect to database. You can use Power Apps to connect to database, and Power Automate and other Power Virtual Agents. You can use it to connect to database. Okay. Now let us take a look at how to connect to database. So for that, you need to sign up in their website. Okay, you have something called power apps or power app. I don't remember it. Make.powerapps.com. I have already signed up on this website, and I'll just show you. Oh my God! So now it shows something else. They keep change things, So that is one thing. Make.powerapps.com. Sign in. Please sign in to connect. So in this case, I already have signed up with this one. Look here, when it comes to Power BI, the Microsoft product, right? 1 second, I'll pick up a mobile phone. Even after you specify the correct password, it will do one more security check. So in your mobile phone, you need to install something called Microsoft Authenticator. Look here, the Microsoft Authenticator app. You need to install it in your mobile phone using Google Play Store. This is like a two-step verification. Let me just say, in my mobile phone, I need to approve it using via the Microsoft Authenticator. I already installed it. 1 second, I just check it with the Authenticator. Yes, Authenticator. I just opened that app. Look here, since I'll have to do it pretty fast. Okay, 1 second. I just use my mobile app and okay, I just hit the approve option, which I received it from my authenticator mobile. Okay, Fine. So, okay, don't show this again. You asked to, okay, fine, done. So now only it is allowing me to connect to Power Apps. So in the Power Apps, you can see on the left side, the database here. You can see the database here. You can just click on this, down arrow, drop down thing. And you can see a lot of objects are there. You have something like table, choices, data flows, Azure Synapse link, connections, custom connections, gateways. I just click on the tables. You can see a lot of tables in Dataverse. These tables, pre-created. I did not create anything. These tables are already available. Okay, it's already created or by Microsoft, and you have an option called export or import. When you click on the import data from Excel, it will ask you the Excel file name, everything. But I already used. I uploaded some files. Now I'm not allowed to load it with my login credentials. This is pretty simple. Okay, so you need to specify the path and Excel file will get loaded there. And in this case, since the tables are already available for demo purpose, what I do is I will click on this specific table, account table. Look here, this is the account table data here. It shows only 4 columns data here. And into right, if you look at here on the right side, 138 more columns are there. Look here, by default, only 4 columns got selected. If you want to view specific columns or all the columns, you can select everything. For example, if I click on select all the columns got selected. If I click on say, all the columns data, you can view it here. Okay, and look here, you need to use the scroll bar. Okay, you need to use the scroll bar to go towards the right side and all. Fine. So this is the one. Okay, the account table. What I do is, from my Power BI desktop, I will connect to the database and I will try to load this account table into my Power BI desktop. Okay. For that, what I should do is you just look here. There is a wheel icon here. You need to click on this wheel icon. And here you can see the session details. Click on the session details. And here you will find the instance URL. You need to select this one, right click on it, copy it. Okay, and then the next one is go to the Power BI desktop, and you can see the database here itself. Okay, or you can go to the get data and you will find the database here. Both of them are same. Okay, you can click any one of them, and if you click on the database, since I already used my login credentials inside of Power BI desktop, it's something like a cookie. It automatically connects to database. Let us see, whether it is asking the username and password. So in your case, you need to first time, right? You need to specify the URL name. Okay, it'll ask you the URL name. You need to whatever the one you copied here in the instance URL. You need to specify this URL name there. First time user, it will ask you here. In the case of Power BI desktop, it will ask you what is the URL. Once you specify the URL, it will ask you the username and password. Once you specify the user and name and password plus the server URL, right? Then next time onwards, it will automatically connect it there. Look here, in my case, since I already mentioned the server name or the URL for the database and the username and password, since I already mentioned it, it connects automatically. And if I expand this one, you can see all the tables which we have seen it a while back in the database, right? So you can see the same thing here. And you can select the whichever tables you wanted. And then you have two options. One is, for example, account, I'm going to select it. And then I can see the data preview window about the account tables data some extent. And next, what I do is without seeing that in the interest return, I just click on load. When I click load, you can see the default connectivity mode is import. And the other option is direct query. When I go ahead with the default connectivity mode import, whatever the data I have seen it on the Power BI cloud, the account table data, the entire table data will get loaded or imported into my local Power BI desktop. If I click on OK, the entire data of my account table will get loaded inside my Power BI desktop, which means the data will get will be sitting inside my Power BI desktop once it gets loaded. 10 rows. It has only 10 rows. Okay, in that case, it is fine. And look here, I just click on this visual pie chart. Since I imported the data locally, right, so it will be a bit faster. And let's say in this case, I need to expand the account table. And here we have something on number of employees. I just drag and drop this here. Then staff or something like name. Created by user. Okay, account name. Yeah, let me just drag and drop the account name. Look here. So the visual got created, populated with these two columns data. So a number of employees by account name. Each account, how many number of employees are there? You can see it here. This is import connectivity mode, and I will redo the same thing, but this time I will load the same table with direct connectivity mode. Okay, look at the same table. I just click on load. Earlier, I used the default connectivity mode import. Now I just click on the direct connectivity mode. Click on OK. So it'll ask you, it'll prompt you something, potential security. You can ignore this. Click on OK. That is for security reasons. Okay, now I just minimize this one to check whether okay, account 2 is the direct connectivity mode. Okay, that is the one recently got connected. Okay, I just click on the pie chart one more time. This time, what I do is I will just simply extract the same column here, account name, and then number of staffs. Account 2, okay, number of employees. In each account, how many number of employees? Same report. There is no difference. But in this case, in the case of import connectivity mode, the data got downloaded in simple term. Okay, the data got downloaded into your laptop. Okay, and it shows the data here. Okay, and whereas in this case, the moment when you drag and drop the columns here, like the number of employees, account name, so this request will be sent to the Dataverse, and then from the Dataverse, it will query there. Okay, it will go and pick up the data from there, and then it will populate it here. It goes, the request will goes to the Dataverse cloud, and from there it take the data, and then it will populate this visual. Whereas in this case, since you have downloaded the data locally, it will, it will be available in memory in your Power BI desktop, right? It will get loaded in memory. Okay. Now we will go and verify if the statement made by me was correct or not. By going to the data view, we can do that. Okay. Look here, the account. This is the one we have used the import connectivity mode. The data get downloaded here. Hence, we can see that here. And when I click on the account to, you cannot see the data. This table uses direct query, and hence the data cannot be shown. In the case of direct query, It will import only the metadata, just the skeleton, the structure of the thing. Like I gave you this example, Zoom. You just connected it here, but physically you're not in my office or in my place, right? You are all located in some other locations, places, right? Just you just logged in here. That doesn't mean you are physically here. The same thing, okay? Only the metadata is available. The structure of the table is available, but the data is not stored. Whenever you query anything, whenever you create any visual, let's say you create a slicer. In the slicer, you have used the account name. When you select any, when you make any specific, when you make any selections to account name, for example, you selected fourth and city power. For each selection that you make it in your slicer, it will send a request to your source system, and then it will go and pick up from there, and then it will bring the data back here, and then it load it here. Okay, so it will take time when you make more frequent selections, or different selections. When you make different selections more frequently using a slicer or filter, right, it'll have too much of back and forth traffic will be there. The case of import, the entire data will get loaded. But in this case, oddly, we have five or eight records are there. But you have, let's say, 2 million records or 1 million records. The import will take a lot of time, right? Instead, you can go ahead with the direct connectivity mode in that kind of situation. Now you understood the volume matters. If the volume of data is very, very high, better you can use direct connectivity mode. The volume is reasonably less. Don't ask me how less is less. If it is reasonably less, then you can go for import. Import is always faster because it uses something called X velocity, or as I told you, there is something called vertipack. Now they call vertipack as X velocity. I just write it here. So in the intro, they'll ask you, okay, so this is the one. The X velocity, sorry, one second, let me just click it here. There's something called X velocity. This is the engine behind the Power BI, right? What it does is, in the case of import, it compresses your data and load it here. Okay, and for example, your file size is 1 GB, and in what X velocity does is it compresses your 1 GB file into, okay, 10 times lesser than the thing. For example, 1 GB means 10 MB. After compression, it'll load only the 10 MB file into your memory. Okay, so that is the role played by Xvelocity. Xvelocity is very powerful. That is the reason why import is much, much faster, because first time once it connects to the source system and then import the data, right? First time it will be slow, but second time onwards it will be much, much faster. Okay. So I hope you understood the difference between the import and direct connectivity mode with this example, and also you learned how to connect to database. In the past, you learned how to use a CSV file, and then in today's session, we learned about folder connection, and then we have seen the database now. It's a cloud-based storage option. The application can connect to the source system.